Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Have You Heard? My name's Richard, and today we're listening to Joni Mitchell again. Um, Actually, just our third listening to a Joni song, um, and I really like to do a lot more, and I probably will. Um, we've done so far Cold Blue Steel and Sweet Fire, and we've done Down to You. So now we're doing another of my favourites, and um, one that has had very, very little exposure on the reaction channels. So that's a thumbs up for me today in terms of our theme for the channel. We're doing Harry's House stroke Centerpiece, um, which I think is probably the emotional core of her 1975 album, The Hissing of Summer Lawns, released on the 1st of November 1975. So today, on the 1st of December 2025, this album is 50 years and 1 month old. Wow. Every single video makes me realise how old I am. And by extension, probably how old all of you are too. Sorry. I On the analytics, it does tell me the age groups of people who are watching and listening to us. So I know who you are. The Hissing of Summer Lawns, 1975, and quite probably one of the great concept albums of all time. What, you say? Concept albums? This isn't a prog rock band. No, it's not. It's Joni Mitchell. But on this album, she is taking a good old look at what one article said was the endangered species of the suburban wife or the suburban family. But being Joni, she focuses to a fair degree on the women in these suburban households, and they're probably upper middle class suburban households, or even a little bit more wealthy. Um, but they're an endangered species, and they're in real trouble. And all of these songs uh, really do focus, as does the album cover, on. I'm not sure you can see, can you? But on the urban jungle. Gosh, I'm really getting it wrong. But you've got the city and the skyscrapers, and then you've got this row of bungalows in the middle, which again, this article I read was very good, and it talks about them standing like tanks, um, defending the city from the uh, the grassy lands of the gardens and everybody else. um, it, it's a fascinating album cover. It's a fascinating album, um, and I often I have this internal struggle. What's my favourite Joni Mitchell album? Oh, is it Court and Spark? No, it's Hissing of Summer Lawns. No, it's Court and Spark. Sometimes it's Hejira. Sometimes it's Blue. Um, Sometimes it's For the Roses. I mean, I don't know. Right today, this is my favourite album, and that's why we're playing this song. And of course, it really shows Joni's transition from singer-songwriter to moving into the jazz world. And she's got some really great jazz people playing on this particular song. And of course, the centerpiece part, the second part, is very much a jazz flavored song. She sounds almost like a jazz torch singer. She really does. And she has Joe Sample on piano and keyboards, and Chuck Findlay on trumpets, a very young Robin Ford on guitar, John Guerin on drums, and Max Bennett on bass. Um, Very very jazz fusiony people, and it shows beautifully. So let's have a listen to it now, and then we can talk a little bit more about it afterwards. On with the old trusty headphones. Let's try and get my music to work. Okay, we're here. And so here we go. It is Harris House Centerpiece from The Hissing of Summer Lawns by Joni Mitchell.
On the runway, as the wheels set down, he takes his baggage off the carousel. He takes a taxi into town. Yellow schools of taxi fishes, Jonah and a ticking whale, caught up at the lights in the fishnet window Bloomingdale's, watching those high fashion girls, skinny black models with raving curls, and beauty parlor blondes with credit card eyes, looking for the chic and the fancy to buy. He opens up his suitcase in the Continental Suite, and people 30 stories down look like colored currents in the street. A helicopter lands on the Pan Am roof like a dragonfly on a tomb, and businessmen in button-downs press into conference rooms. Battalions of paper-minded males talking commodities and sales, while at home their paper wives and their paper kids paper the walls to keep their gut reactions hid. Yellow checkers for the kitchen, climbing ivy for the bath. She is lost in house and gardens. He's caught up in chief of staff. He drifts off into the memory of the way she looked in school, with her body oiled and shining at the public swimming pool. The more as she reeled him in to tell him like she did today, just what he could do with Harry's house and Harry's take-home pay.
Oh dear, there's trouble in paradise. The lyrics are absolutely amazing, and quite probably my favourite lyrics of any song I have ever heard. Um, the the first part, particularly the Harry's house part, when she's describing him on his way to his business meetings in New York, um, the lyrical imagery is simply amazing. Um, I mean, my favourite line of all music, all recorded music, my favourite line is, "A helicopter lands on the Pan Am roof like a dragonfly on a tomb." I mean, who else would think of that simile, eh? A dragonfly on a tomb. Um, Yellow schools of taxi fishes, um, the models with raving curls with credit card eyes. Um, that's the world that Harry's living in. He's living in this wonderful business world. He's probably successful. All the businessmen with their button downs in conference rooms. Um, but then he thinks back to what it was like when he first met her at the public swimming pool, her body oiled and glistening, and she was going to be his centerpiece. He's going to build a dream around her, find a house and garden somewhere. Um, that's what's going to happen. She's going to be his centerpiece, and he's going to live, as they say in the UK, the life of Riley, um, and that's it. He's quids in. He's fine. But oh, when you coming home, Harry? When you coming home? Get off down from there. She's shouting at the kids. She is not happy. She wants him back home. He's out at business far too long, living the high life while she's stuck in the house, and she's had enough. And just like she did that morning, she can tell him what to do with his house and his take-home pay. Ooh, ouch. Um, and this is the war that was being waged in suburbia. It is an astonishing song, and I'm sorry, folks, but it has to be up there with one of the great lyrical songs of certainly of the 70s, probably of recorded music, and that's what just puts Joni Mitchell on a pedestal above everybody else. Oh, gorgeous song. The playing is magnificent. The the jazz touches are they're perfect for the song. And of course, she was moving towards that field. That's where she wanted to go. She wanted to move away from the singer-songwriter folky kind of stance into something more free, something more improvised, something where she could just write stream of consciousness lyrics and allow the music to kind of float around them. This album is incredible. Every single song is pioneering. Um, I mean, you've got the Jungle Line track 2, which has the Burundi drummers um, playing to a jungle beat, and that influenced so many people in the late 70s getting into that kind of thing. Um, People like Paul Simon, for example. She was streets ahead of everybody else, and I do hope that we have a lot of people tuning into this particular video and listening to it. I'll keep banging the Burundi drum for Joni Mitchell for the rest of the life of the channel. Um, we've had some fair response to the two songs so far, but I'm hoping for more. Um, and I will be playing more Joni Mitchell, if only for myself. She's just a superb artist, and I think that one of the artists that got me to understand that it's music and lyrics that complete a song. I guess in my younger days, I was always music first, and it was the music and the feel of the music and the sounds that got me. And it didn't really matter so much what was being sung, as long as it sounded nice. Um, but Joni Mitchell got me listening to the lyrics and got me understanding the lyrics, and the fact that lyrics can now paint um, a kind of like a movie in my brain. And this song, I play the movie in my mind every time I listen to it, and it never disappoints. So there we are. I've waxed lyrical about Harry's House stroke Centerpiece from Joni's 1975 album, The Hissing of Summer Lawns. And I am, of course, really interested to hear what you think of it, and what your feelings are about her, about this album, about this song. So please comment below. I really would love to hear from you, and I will respond. Subscriptions still are increasing by the day. We've had a good weekend. So please, if you haven't already, press the subscription button, please, and leave a like. Those likes and the views all help the channel to reach more people, which is what we're trying to do. We're trying to celebrate wonderful music and create a community who can hopefully eventually, once we're big enough, share songs with each other. And that's the plan. So anyway, that's it for now. Thank you all so much for listening and for watching. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow on another episode of Have You Heard? So until then, cheers everybody.